harsh, and everything about sex is no.
Yep.
I've taken it out on my husband unintentionally. He's a good man, but he said once, I'm tired of you making me feel dirty. But I do.
Oh, this is heartbreaking.
Thank you for your question.
Oh, I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken to hear this. I'm heartbroken to read this. Oh.
And it's
bad church.
It's prevalent.
Bad church
is
just the worst.
It is.
Look what you've done to this marriage, bad church. Oh my goodness, look what you've done to these people's sex life.
Bad church.
Bad church.
Bad church.
Bad theology. Bad preaching. Oh, I'm so angry.
Yep.
I feel angry because this couple has been robbed of sexual intimacy, sexual pleasure, because now she feels dirty.
Well, it says that
she's making him feel dirty.
I mean, it's rippled effect that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you grew up in a church and everything about sex is no. I'm here to tell you everything about sex is yes. In the marriage bed, keep it pure, you and him. And if you have these, if you feel dirty, if you've been made to feel dirty, then I pass it to Jenna to help you not feel dirty.
There's a lot of ways to walk out of this. I have my preferred methods. I mean, I treat some of these deep beliefs a little bit the same way I treat trauma. These are deep-seated beliefs.
For sure.
And so, I treat them in therapy like that. We go pull the weeds on that. And I'm biased. I love EMDR. So I'm just going to slide that in there. I do, because I think it is so amazing. But there's more than one way to do this. I think EMDR is fast and efficient. As opposed to others, but I think sometimes this is where this gets complicated.
EMDR. Let's be clear. Maybe someone watching doesn't know what that is.
EMDR is short for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's a mouthful, which is why we never say the whole thing. But it's a form of therapy that gets into the neural network and kind of rewires the route that it runs. And then it includes even body sensations and things like that. So it's just phenomenal, incredibly powerful. If I weren't going to say therapy, because there are other options, then I would say getting your hands on the right sex education. My favorite homework assignment for couples is assigning them a book. And they have to read it out loud to each other. They have to take turns, page by page. And this is in a couple where they're not no history of trauma, but it's been dealt with. No one is having trauma triggers. Okay, so let me put the caveats out there. But in a stable, communication is stable marriage, taking some of these books and taking turns reading pages. And when she's reading, he gets to offer her some comforting touch of her choice. Lots of women choose having their feet rubbed. Just saying, there's a trend there. And then switch turns, and he gets to ask. And again, this is not sexually driven touch. And so lots of men will have their back or their head scratched or something like that.
I love when Juliet rubs my head.
Yeah, I mean, they just love it. And so you're reading and she's giving you touch, and guess what you're turning up when you do that? Oxytocin.
That's right.
Good.
And you're saying out loud this language and this narrative about sex that's good and accurate. And so it's a good way to relearn the information, and it just takes a while for it to sink in. You just have to be diligent about putting new stuff in there and letting it kind of wash away all the bad stuff. What's hard about that is a lot of people don't know what to reach for.
Right.
Because this came from the church.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So here's what I would say: reach for. If you're super churchy, reach for your Bible.
Yeah.
Go to Songs of Solomon.
Yes.
There are 8 chapters. You read 4. Have your spouse read 4. And do the same thing.
Yep.
Some type of non-sexual touch to ground you and connect you. But somebody did you wrong.
Yeah, I want to validate that.
Yeah, I want to validate that you were done wrong by your pastor.
Yeah.
If everything you were told about sex was no. Because if that pastor has a wife and kids, then what did he do? Let's stop the... Oh my gosh. Oh, I love both of you. And I'm praying for you
Yep.
for pleasure to be restored and the joy of your sexual union to be restored.
Can I just throw a shout out to the husband?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like I appreciate the husband saying, I don't want to participate in that.
It's good.
Not because I don't want him to have sex,
Right.
but because he's like, this is not good sex.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
There's something better.
That's exactly
You
right.
know,
right.
and I hope this conversation went down beautifully and lovingly and all those things. But I do appreciate this good man saying, hey, this is not, this isn't what I like. I'm not supposed to feel this. You're not supposed to feel this.
Yeah.
And kind of pausing. I'm hoping for a pause, not a stop.
Yeah.
And going, we've got to figure out how to pivot this before we
Yeah.
keep going, because this is not what it's supposed to be.
It's great.
Just a shout out to the husband.
Yeah. I'd like to say one thing before we go is to the wife. You said I grew up in church and everything about sex is a no. I've taken it out on my husband unintentionally.
Yeah.
And so I want to acknowledge that you are now aware of the situation.
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge that you are aware that maybe that was wrong. And sometimes a humble apology and an awareness to say, you know what, honey, this is what I was taught and I thought it was right. I am now aware that all of that and how that was pushed off on you and deflected on you was wrong. If I withheld, if I said no, if I didn't want to explore, I'm aware now that that was wrong. And I am now open and willing to do all the things that we can explore together.
It's good.
Now that I know. So let's walk through this together, and there's no need for me to really make any more concessions because I am now aware. And sometimes just being that open and honest and humble about it can also aid in fixing him not feeling dirty anymore.
It's good.
Because this is why he feels dirty anytime he's wanting to express with you. If you've always said no, 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 but if you're saying, now I understand,
Yeah.
then now he might not have that sense of feeling dirty. So hopefully that helps. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for your question.